Well, a big response to the video I did yesterday, setting out the research showing that Nigel Farage is now more popular, not only amongst Conservative voters, more popular than the likes of Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss and other leading Conservative figures, but also amongst voters overall. If you do enjoy the videos, do please whack the thumbs up. It really does help. I thought it was also worth highlighting today then that the aftermath of the Lee Anderson defection to Reform has shown voters, shown the British public giving a very clear verdict. Now, this is based on the Redfield and Wilton polling of the Red Wall that shows once again a pattern that we've seen in poll after poll. It's a similar story. The Tories hitting a record lowest vote share, 24% in the Red Wall now, and Reform hitting a record high. You're seeing this consistently now. So Labour leading, a big lead there on 48%, double actually the level of support of the Tories in the Red Wall now. But it's the lowest Conservative vote share since Sunak became PM and the highest ever for Reform. And when you break that down, you see 21% of Conservative voters from the last election switching to Reform, the highest figure ever recorded in that Red Wall tracker. And you see here, for instance, on immigration, where the Tory government has chosen to ramp it up to new record highs. You see a majority of voters in the Red Wall, 55%, saying there's currently too much immigration into the UK. But I think the verdict from Red Wall voters, specifically on the defection of Lee Anderson to become the first Reform MP, is really quite interesting. You see here, overall, Red Wall voters much more supportive of Anderson's defection to Reform. And you see amongst Conservative voters there, that will alarm Rishi Sunak's allies. Big support there from Tory voters in the Red Wall from the last election. Big support for Anderson's switch to Reform. You see overall amongst all Red Wall voters and likely Conservative voters, it's a net gain for Reform. Voters more likely to vote Reform now Anderson has become the first MP for the party. And also Redfield and Wilton asked voters about this Lee Anderson call, that quote there, "I want my country back." You see a very clear verdict here from Red Wall voters. A majority of Red Wall voters, 54% overall, agreeing with the sentiment of that statement, "I want my country back," including 69% of Conservative voters. So I think that is a very clear verdict there, not just from Conservative voters in the Red Wall, but Red Wall voters overall backing what Lee Anderson's had to say. And indeed, it seems this is a major boost for Reform UK in election year. I will, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and more. So please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.